Today, I wanted to talk about relationships, and not just relationships as a general thing, specifically romantic relationships and how we are the way we are in romantic relationships, what's actually happening, how it manifests in our reality, and how that is also being mirrored to us in our attempts to grow business. Every single decision a human being makes is because of how it makes them feel. We feel internally ourselves. We feel in our body. Everything is a key to tap into some sort of energy. That energy is an emotional frequency. So the emotion that I want to tap into has its own energetic frequency. If I, for example, play football, for me personally, the act of playing football is my key to tap into the energetic frequency of joy. So I feel joy. I enjoy playing football. That happens with every single aspect of our lives. Whatever we tap into, whatever we choose to do, we're tapping into that energy. And that is a choice we are making in order to tap into that energy so we can feel that frequency, so we can be aligned with that frequency. When it comes to relationships, we grow up in a world, in a time that I call the emotional dark ages. That means most, if not all of the people in my life have not been able to be there for me in an emotionally healthy way, have not been able to be there for themselves or each other either in an emotionally healthy way, which means that I was brought up in an unhealthy emotional way. Now, that's not to suggest that anyone's wrong or bad or anything. It's just the time we live in. What this does is it gets me to a place where I have to continuously reject and disconnect from myself. I go through traumatic experiences. I experience emotional distress without the resolution for that distress. What I learn in those traumatic experiences is that there are aspects of myself that are not acceptable, that are not okay to be. If I show vulnerability, it's seen as weakness, and I'm told not to be weak. So I reject the vulnerable part of myself, or the part of myself that want to be vulnerable or that are vulnerable. I have specific traits in myself that I'm learning not to be. If I'm angry, I'm scolded for it. I get told not to be angry, and I get rejected for being angry. So I reject that trait. I reject those parts of myself. If I'm so excited, I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm told to just keep it down, calm down, like way too much. I might get shamed and ridiculed, like, all right, calm down. What are you doing? So now I'm like, okay, I need to reject that part of myself. I need to not be excited as well. So there are so many traits that we are rejecting, and we go through life learning to reject these parts of ourselves, and it just becomes a standard regular thing to do as adults. It's a background behavior that is just continuously running unconsciously in the background. And then we meet people. We meet someone who we have a strong connection with, whatever that reason is. And this isn't about necessarily dynamic types and saying, oh, we should be attracted to this person or not. We meet someone, there's an attraction, and we get to know this person. This person allows me to be the traits that I have learned are not okay to be. So when I'm excited, this person doesn't shame me for it. When I'm angry, this person can actually be okay with that to a degree. There's validation for my anger. There's validation for my vulnerability, my sadness. It's even praised. Oh, thank you for being so vulnerable. It's great. Yeah, that's no problem. You can cry and I can hold you. So the traits that I have been rejecting from learning to reject, now this person is allowing me to be, which means that this person is my key for me to tapping into these parts of myself that I've learned to reject, that I want to be, that I need to be, that have unmet needs. Now, in this instance, what's happening is there are a lot of needs being met externally from me. I am getting the validation that it's okay to be these parts of myself externally from me, from this person. And if that relationship doesn't work, what happens is I lose that validation to be these parts of myself, the traits of myself. So when we do break up, I don't allow myself to be happy, to be joyful, to be excited. And even though I'm definitely angry and anger comes up, I go back to believing and feeling like anger's not okay. And I go back to rejecting, and I don't feel the connection to these parts of myself, that loving connection, because a connection to a part of myself is love. The key to me feeling my own love was this person. And without this person, I don't have the key to feel love within myself. So I bury myself in work. I bury myself in exercising in the gym. I distract myself on social media, however I can, going out all the time, possibly even getting drunk or getting high, any sort of substance. Continuously distracting myself from the pain of not being able to be these traits as well. And in this universe, it's a mirror of you. You're expanding your reality outside of yourself, and it will mirror you. It will mirror what you're rejecting. It will mirror who you are, what your wounds are. So a part of you that feels like you need to do everything all the time, let's say, and your entire childhood you learned that it's not okay to just lay down on the couch and relax. You need to get up and do something. You need to be productive. So you get up and you be productive and you do something, and then you lay down and it's like, no, go do something else. It's like, all right. So now you're learning that it's never okay to just relax. It's never okay to get someone else to do something for me. I need to do this myself. And in the relationship, maybe your partner did things for you and you were like, whoa, this is crazy. This is amazing. And I hold that so dear. It's so beautiful. It's one of the reasons why I love this person so much, because they do so much for me. But now that's gone with the relationship ending. So I go deeper and deeper into I need to do everything myself. No one's going to do anything for me. And the way that mirrors is I try and get as much that I can at work done. But I seem to always attract people that can't do the tasks that I set them to do. So I need to take control. I need to do it again and do it again. And then I fire that person. I hire another person and they can't do what I need them to do, because that's continuously being mirrored to me. And as much as it would look like it's separate, to have any sort of business or be an entrepreneur or run any sort of business, whether it's yours or you're just in charge of it, everything in reality is relationships. Business is relationships. Romantic partners are relationship. Even to this pen, I have a relationship to this pen. You have a relationship to every single thing in existence. And there is, in order to be able to succeed in what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to do, whatever that is, whether that's create your own business, whether that's climb up the career ladder in any world that you're in, you have to understand the relationship between yourself and these parts of yourself and use your reality as the feedback. Why am I attracting people that can't seem to do what I need them to do? They can't get the work done. And once you start seeing it like that and working towards it, there's one or two things that's really going to happen. You're either going to recognize that there are parts of yourself that believe that I have to do everything and no one can do anything. And that's why I'm attracting that type of people. And what that is, that comes from experiences in my life where I had to do everything. Maybe I had a very emotionally immature mother that couldn't be there for me, so I had to grow up really early and I had to do my own washing at a very young age, and I didn't have a full childhood. So you get to these parts and you can integrate them, you can show them safety, you allow yourself to be the traits that you've always learned to reject. I will allow myself to let other people do things for me, and that's going to be hard. They're going to fuck up, and I need to learn how I'm going to be okay with that, which leads me on to the second thing. The second thing is that it might be a case of you keep doing that, you keep doing that, you keep doing that, but then you're still attracting people that can't necessarily seem to really get it or do what you want to do. And in that case, that's the universe's manifestation to be like, okay, well, you need to go down a different path. Maybe I need to train them better. Maybe I need to set something in the business to get them to understand what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not communicating as good. But that's where a lot of people slip up. A lot of people just go straight to that without doing the internal work. And then they'll keep trying new strategies and new strategies. But then their reality will always manifest something to bring their awareness to the part of themselves that feel like no one can do it. I need to do it. No one's going to come and look after me. No one's going to help me on my mission. No one's going to help me on my journey. Now, that doesn't mean someone's going to come and save you, but we all need people to build. No one can just build something on their own. You're going to build a lot on your own for a while, but then eventually you're going to get to a place where you're going to need other people. You're going to get bigger. Your brand's going to get bigger, and you're going to need other people. But if you're not allowing that to happen, then your reality will not manifest that to you. It won't bring you the opportunities that you need or that you want. So even though your romantic relationships might seem completely separate to, let's say, your business life, there are so many things happening in both that are playing a role in how the other is manifesting for you as well. So just understand that there is no like work-life balance. Work is part of life, and life is continuously manifesting a reality that is giving you information, giving you data, giving you feedback. We always use that feedback to understand ourselves and understand the reality that we're in, to know what step to take next.